Memes are arguably the most integral part of the modern internet. The dancing baby meme in 1996 is considered by many to have been the first meme to have ever circulated online. Ever since then, they've been evolving from simplistic and often downright dad jokes to 4chan dank one liners and, more recently, the ironic and absurd ones. But one odd meme that's making its rounds on the internet has often been weaponized in several online interactions that many of you may be familiar with, of a man pleasuring himself in a car, popularly known as Meet Perel Laquarius Brown. Perel Brown, better known as dreamybull XXX, was born on a cloudy February day in 1992 in Salisbury, North Carolina. He grew up in a relatively well-off household with strong Christian values and always kept his faith close to him, as seen as a stint as a youth pastor at his church. In his free time, he enjoys playing the saxophone, which he has been doing for many years since he was in school, and is considered to be a professional saxophonist. Despite having a college degree, Perel picked a life of crime instead of a straightforward one. On the 2nd of December, 2010, Brown was charged with financial card fraud, a Class 2 misdemeanor. He was convicted the following year and given probation and a suspended sentence. Despite this, he didn't learn his lesson and was once again arrested in November 2011 on a larceny charge and was subsequently sentenced to community service. Having been forced to jump from job to job, financial stability seemed to get more and more unachievable for Brown. For a while, though, things were finally starting to look up for him as he began working at a local fast food chain, and he even managed to stay out of trouble for a while. But this changed in 2014. According to WBTV, a local news outlet, Perel, who was a youth pastor at the time, was arrested in October 2014 for stealing a phone from his local rent-a-center. He dashed out of the store, giving them all his information, and got arrested when he tried to return it. The outcome of this case, however, remains unknown. One would like to think that he'd learned his lesson after being arrested not once, not twice, but thrice. But this was far from the truth. In the early hours of the 11th of October 2014, less than a week after the phone incident, he was arrested and charged with felony larceny by an employee after having been accused of stealing $200 from his job at Biscuitville, a fast food chain in North Carolina. He was charged with felony larceny by employee. This time, however, the judicial system wasn't letting him off easy. After pleading guilty the following month, he was charged to a maximum of 17 months in prison, but was released after serving a little under 6 months. Crimes like this only rarely warrant prison or jail time, but in Brown's case, his history with similar crimes resulted in such a sentence. Following from his release from jail, Brown struggled to find any employment because of his extensive criminal record. He was arrested on another felony charge in January 2019 and convicted the following year. At this point, one could rightfully assume that this man was a serial thief, lacking any remorse or self-awareness. In 2019, after years of being unemployed, he tried selling homemade jewelry, but this was a massive failure. After this, he created his own tech startup called Nerd Tech Global that specialized in fixing broken pieces of technology, such as broken screens, computer hardware, and so on. This endeavor, too, was a failure, and the COVID pandemic in 2020 was the final nail in the coffin, which led to Brown finally closing the business down. It was at this point when he resorted to a career in sex work, which seemed to be a lucrative gig that lets you work from home. Initially, Brown made content with his wife under the screen names Rel the Bull and Snow Bunny Ivory. Respectfully, the couple posted videos of them having intercourse, oral sex, and even other fringe videos that cannot be mentioned here. But because of this not gaining any traction and several people body-shaping his wife, he decided to go solo and make homoerotic content under the screen name dreamybull XXX. The origins of the meme are heavily disputed, but it can be traced back to dreamybull's time on the popular cam site Chatterbait. where he went live while his fans watched and occasionally sent donations via the app. Because of his extravagant and sometimes funny orgasms and performance style, memes like this one popped up every now and then, but nowhere close to the popularity today. But that changed when dreamybull posted this video on his Twitter on the 21st of July 2021. He yells the phrase, "I'm about to come," while pleasuring himself in his car, which was abbreviated as "I'm about to come," and used as his slogan for the millions of memes that were to follow. Other popular phrases extracted from these videos include "I'm bussing" and "I'm about to nut," "Oh my god," and "I'm about to blow," that were abbreviated into "I'm bussing," "I'm about to nut," "Oh my god," and "I'm about to blow," respectfully, many of which were used as names of people close to Dreamy in the meme lore. These memes were especially popular on Discord servers, where the popular "I'm about to come" snippet and other clips of dreamybull were incorporated into memes of unusual and tragic situations in the likes of the FBI storming into his house and accidentally shooting him dead, gang violence between the Bloods and Crips, car accidents, and other awful tragedies, sometimes comparing "I'm about to come" to the notorious Mongol warlord Batu Khan. Here are some of the popular memes. These memes circulated all over Discord, Twitter, and occasionally YouTube and TikTok. Over time, dreamybull was encompassed into the hood irony meme culture, like the gay pornographic website Thug Hunter, where white men enter ghetto hoods to search for predominantly African American thugs or gangsters to pay them for sexual intercourse. Although these are staged and intended only for the LGBTQ community, it garnered attention from several teenagers and young adults that, despite being straight, found these skits humorous and made memes out of them. Other examples of thugs in the hood irony include Brandon Currington, a barber from Atlanta that goes by the stage name Nude Barber or Erotic Barber, who too went viral in 2021 because of his video where he addresses his fans nude and asks them to tag their friends on his post to participate in a giveaway for his OnlyFans. Like dreamybull's "I'm about to come" video, this too was incorporated into several thousand memes and shared all over social media. dreamybull, along with Brandon Currington and the actors that starred into the Thug Hunter films, are often referred to as thugs. According to Urban Dictionary, a thug is a gay African American man that performs acts of sexual gratification on camera, a term often used to describe dreamybull on the internet. Over time, these memes started gaining traction and getting posted to YouTube and TikTok as bait and switch memes, similar to the viral Barry Wood image from 2020, where the video would start off normally and all of a sudden switch to a video of dreamybull touching himself or yelling. Throughout 2022, these memes were watched by millions of people, and as of the production of this documentary, the hashtag "I'm about to come" has a whopping 560 million views on TikTok, with the dreamybull tag over 320 million. dreamybull decided to take advantage of his popularity by starting his own anal lubrication brand, which he sold on his website, and according to buyers, sometimes came in defective bottles. While many may argue that garnering all this popularity, especially as an internet figure, may be valuable, however, for dreamybull, this was not the case. These memes were initially harmless and just montages of dreamybull pleasuring himself, along with his extravagant reaction. But as time went by, his content began to become more obscure. On June 28, 2021, dreamybull was permanently banned on OnlyFans and Chatterbait due to his exotic, unpleasing content such as fisting, gaping, urinating, and use of extremely large toys. He later transferred over to Just for Fans, which is essentially OnlyFans but with less strict community guideline rules. In August 20th, 2021, he announced that he was going to make dirty content after finding out it was a fetish other people enjoy. He also made videos where he put assortments of produce like grapes, eggs, zucchinis, corn on the cob, and even an apple inside him. As these videos began resurfacing in 2022, along with the increasing popularity of the meme, things started to take a dark turn. As people ended up tracing the memes to dreamybull's social media, like his Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and he saw a spike in followers on those platforms. However, not for the right reasons. Memes of his, often egregious in nature, were posted all over his comment section and being shared with people he followed. This continued for a while, but his identity was still relatively concealed beside his name and online alias. Not much was known about his personal life. However, all of this was about to change. On March 15th, 2022, there was an alleged data breach where users from an Irony Discord server that went by the aliases Zany Visual, Keef, Monk, and Corium found his personal information by reverse image searching his mugshots that he had posted on his Twitter page, which redirected to his arrest article and his real name. And subsequently, his family, home address, workplace, and even phone numbers. This information was shared across multiple Discord servers that memes with his real name began to surface all over the internet. Following this, all his personal data was leaked online, and both of his failed company websites on his Facebook bio were hacked from someone trying to buy the domain and replace it with uncropped pornographic videos from his OnlyFans for all of his family and friends to see. Consequently, he, his wife, and even parents began receiving endless phone calls, messages, and even threats. It got to a point where Dreamable and his wife had to go private 2 hours after and delete certain social media profiles. He allegedly even asked his parents to remain vigilant due to the constant threat of trolls actually going through with what they said online or over the phone. Dreamable started posting rants on Twitter about his personal information being leaked and his loved ones being threatened. However, the doxing continued, with people even showing up to his house, ordering pizzas to his address, sending gorilla feces in the mail, and permanently shutting down his wife's nail salon by decreasing the rating from 4.8 stars to 3 stars by leaving harsh 1-star reviews. On the 30th of October 2022, Dreamybull tweeted about the FBI allegedly turning up to his front door because of a tip they received alleging his involvement as a prime suspect in a nearby grocery store shooting. After questioning him and Dreamybull explaining the situation, he was finally ruled out as a suspect. However, him getting swatted was only the beginning of the harassment to come. Zoom, stylized as Zoom or Zoom Meetings, is a proprietary video telephony software program developed by Zoom Video Communications. During the COVID-19 pandemic, there was a spike in the use of Zoom for remote work, distance education, and online social relations. The increase led to Zoom being one of the most downloaded mobile apps worldwide in 2020. With over 500 million downloads and over 300 million daily meeting participants, Zoom has been used by banks, schools, universities, and government agencies around the world. And this unfortunately led to the widespread phenomena known as Zoom bombing or Zoom raiding. According to Wikipedia, Zoom bombing is the unwanted disruptive intrusion, generally by internet trolls, into a video conference call. In a typical Zoom bombing incident, a teleconferencing session is hijacked by the insertion of material that is lewd, obscene, racist, misogynistic, homophobic, Islamophobic, or anti-Semitic in nature. Typically resulting in the shutdown of the session, the term is especially associated and is derived from the name of the Zoom video conferencing software program. But it has also been used to refer to the phenomenon of on other video conferencing platforms. The term became popularized in 2020 when the COVID-19 pandemic forced many people to stay at home, and video conferencing came to be used on a large scale by businesses, schools, and social groups. Towards the end of 2022, the I'm about to come meme, which by that point had gained a significant amount of recognition, was weaponized and used to Zoom bomb meetings, such as university lectures, business seminars, and more recently, even court proceedings. Recorded and circulated on Discord and TikTok. Trolls would join these meetings in the pretext of being a member or spectator and then use the raise hand feature on Zoom, which would let them speak, and when given access to the video and audio feature, play NSFW videos of dreamybull and other gay pornographic material, such as the erotic barber or thug hunter, often to incite a reaction from shock value. Things escalated when criminal court proceedings, which were temporarily shifted to Zoom because of the pandemic, were raided with dreamybull videos, which the judge and police officers were forced to watch, include video. Screen recordings of these Zoom bombings were shared on TikTok, often amassing millions of views. More recently, the court appearance of an Atlanta rapper, Jeffrey Lamar Williams, better known as Young Thug, who was charged in a 56-count racketeer influenced and corrupt organizations act indictment, who had been in jail for the months preceding the appearance, was raided with graphic nudity, predominantly of Brandon Currington, but also clips of dreamybull. Here is footage from the media outlets present in the courtroom. This caused major hip-hop news outlets such as XXL and Rolling Loud to cover the incident, and also went viral all over Twitter and TikTok. dreamybull reacted to the incident negatively, along with condemning all forms of Zoom disruption. In addition to these, several streamers on live streaming platforms known as Twitch have been victims of these raids too. In January 2023, I reached out to dreamybull on Twitter and asked him to do a short paid interview for the production of this documentary. After he agreed to do it for $150, I sent him the money via Cash App, and he acknowledged the receipt of the payment and said he would get back to me as soon as possible. However, I soon realized that he was not going to follow through with his promise. I sent several follow-up messages to him since he was ignoring me, and he told me he would do the interview on a Friday that week. However, he eventually stopped responding to me altogether, and eventually blocked me, resulting in me losing $150. I created a new account and commented on his tweets asking him to return my money if he was not going to do the interview. He responded by saying that he did not block my first account and that it was his manager who did. He promised to refund the money, but he ghosted me again despite sending him multiple DMs about the money. He blocked that account as well. After several attempts to get him to either refund the money or do the interview, it was clear that he had no intention of fulfilling his promise. As a result, I created a TikTok video exposing him, which garnered over 1 million views and 100,000 likes and led to a chain reaction of people posting about it. Once dreamybull saw what I had posted, he unblocked and DM'd me again. This time he claimed that Twitter page I was talking to wasn't him, even though it was indeed him. When I showed him the screenshots, he changed his story and said that it was his manager who I had spoken to and that the Cash App account was not his. However, the Cash App account was his, as it was listed on his website, which he has since taken down after changing the profile picture and cash tag. Upon confronting him about this, he said that he'd report me to the FBI and $150 is a penny to what he's worth. This is quite obviously a lie because of the leaked phone call where he claims to be in debt because of weed with his wife. Despite the evidence against him, he continues to deny any wrongdoing and even goes as far as to blame his manager for his unethical behavior. It's disappointing to see someone with such a large following take advantage of people in this way. After the TikTok had blown up, dreamybull was officially cancelled, and led to Dreamy receiving a ton of backlash on his Twitter and Instagram comments from a large group of fans that were angry and disappointed in him, and Dreamy rapidly deleting any comment that mentioned the scam and blocked the user. But once Dreamy realized how much people were after him, he decided to announce he's shutting his Twitter down for good only to be back the very next day. This did not stop him from being cancelled, as people managed to track down the gym he goes to from the video he posted on his Just for Fans of him publicly masturbating in the corner of the stretching room. And since indecent exposure is against the law in the state of North Carolina, a group of vigilantes decided to take matters into their own hands by emailing the video to the gym in hopes of Dreamy getting banned and his membership repealed. This was confirmed by a prank call posted by a TikTok user who goes under the name @thugstreet, where he called Dreamy to inquire about his fitness training program. Here was a part of the phone call. As promised, here is another never-seen-before phone call made to Dreamy. So what happens next? Will Dreamy continue to make porn videos and get memed till the end of time? Will he leave the internet, change his name, and move halfway across the country? Nobody knows, but we hope he gets the help he needs, be it through rehab or therapy. At least for the sake of his family, because this behavior isn't normal. As for the harassment and doxing, we don't condone any of it, even if he's a horrible person who cannot take the law into our own hands. What do you think? Let us know in the comments.